How is this video 9 minutes already? Like, I feel like I've been talking for 2 minutes. Hey guys, it's Vivian. I'm back. I have literally been the worst at uploading, just the worst, and I know that, and I'm sorry. I keep saying sorry, which is just terrible, but basically during midterm week, I didn't really have time to breathe, so I didn't film. I also didn't edit my spring break videos, and also, like, I don't know, I think I was just very all over the place during spring break. I wasn't as motivated as I was for fall break, so like the footage wasn't as good, the content just wasn't interesting, and you know, like when it's just not interesting, I just don't have any motivation to edit it. So that's kind of what ended up happening, and yeah, so maybe one day I'll finish editing those and upload those, but for now, I'm just gonna continue with my like weekly, just random videos of me talking and stuff. So if you guys are new, hello, I'm Vivian, and this is an exciting video that you just clicked on because I'm about to share some of my deepest, darkest secrets with you guys. Yeah, so the reason why you guys have probably clicked on this video is number one, you are going through this right now. Number two, you know me and you just want to look at my face. Hi. And number three, you're just interested in the topic, or I don't know, somehow you ended up on this video. So by the title of this video, you know that it's gonna be about not getting into your dream school. Sigh. Wow. Okay, so I've actually been kind of like debating if I wanted to film this video for quite a long time. It's just pretty private, I would say, but at the same time, I'm pretty open about stuff like this, and I also know that right now is probably the time where most people are hearing back or like just heard back from their schools. So I thought right now would be the perfect time to film because I think we all need to remember that even though a lot of people are getting into their dream schools or getting into college right now, a handful of people are also getting rejected by their dream schools. And that was me around a year ago, getting rejected by my dream school. So I'm gonna tell you guys my story and just basically tell you guys that it's gonna be okay, because how cheesy could I get, you know what I mean? But honestly though, I'm gonna try and be as real about the whole situation as possible, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, so I'm just gonna start off by saying what my dream school was, because honestly, like, I was thinking about just not saying the school's name, but I was like, in my head, I'm probably gonna accidentally say it at one point during the video, so it just makes things a lot easier, and honestly, I really just don't really care anymore. A lot of people knew that this was my dream school, and I definitely thought that there was a high chance that I was gonna get in. I'm not someone who really gets my hopes up too high, because lots of times that just doesn't end well for me, but for this particular situation, I was very positive about it, and I wanted to be positive about it because, like, you know, like, what's the point of being like, ugh, I'm just not gonna get in, like, especially when it's your dream school, you know? So my dream school was Pepperdine University, and I fell in love with the school around junior year, so it wasn't like too long before I had to apply, because I was very behind on the whole college research process. I didn't really know anything about any colleges. I had some like priorities basically on my list that I was looking for in a college, and Pepperdine basically just checked all of them off. So I'm just gonna like go ahead and like name some of the things, like why it was my dream school as opposed to all the thousands of other universities that are around. So number one was I really wanted, is my hair sticking out? That's so frustrating. Number one is I wanted to be on the West Coast, and I wanted to be in California. It had to be in like, you know, one of like the more known cities in California, and that already kind of limits a lot of schools out. Majority of schools are on the East Coast, especially if you don't count the UC schools. Number two, that was very important to me, was that the school could not be huge. Like, I didn't want to go to a giant university where I'd be in lectures all the time, and I just like would walk around on campus and like just not know like anyone. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't like that feeling. That's why the UC schools and like schools like USC were ruled out for me at that moment. Like I still applied to them, but it wasn't as high on my list. So, you know, I was looking into schools like Pepperdine, like Occidental, Chapman, Loyola Marymount, those kinds of schools. And then number 3 was I really wanted a school that had Greek life in it because I had always wanted to join Greek life, but I didn't want Greek life to be the number 1 priority of the school or like of the students who went to that school, kind of like USC. Like I just wanted to definitely be a part of Greek life because that's really important to me. But at the same time, like I didn't want to be living in a Greek house. I also didn't want my life to revolve around Greek life because I don't know, right? Like I'm currently at AUP, like in Paris, like there's no Greek life here. So I'm just making assumptions right now. But I know that USC is very big on Greek life. It's not a bad thing, but that's just not exactly what I wanted. Another huge thing, obviously, this probably should be the first thing, is like how well my major was at that school. So I'm a comm major and Pepperdine offered a really good comm program. And in particular, like amongst the communication major, there was an interpersonal major like inside of that, if that makes any sense. Because that's not exactly how USC works, but I loved the idea of interpersonal communication and I was like, wow, like I can just apply right into that instead of like going through all these like other like BS like requirements. Those were kind of like my requirements. The one school that appealed to me so much was Pepperdine. The location, it's in Malibu, like it's beautiful. The campus is literally where Zoe 101 was filmed. And I feel like that's also probably why I really wanted to go because I was like, I want to go to PCA, like Pacific Coast Academy, I'm there, like I'm going there. I remember when I was younger and I was watching Zoe 101, I was like, where is that campus? Because I want to be there. It wasn't like a target school, I would say. It was definitely harder and like their stats were higher than what I had, but it was reasonable. Definitely reasonable. And I definitely thought I had a fair chance of getting in. I worked so hard on my application, like my supplements and everything. And you know, just when you really want to go to a school, you just feel like you have a connection with that school. Therefore, you just automatically kind of think like, I'm gonna be there. Like I'm gonna get in and I see myself going to this school and that's just that. Like you don't really think of any other possibility because you don't want to. I didn't want to be too positive about it because obviously there is always a chance of you not getting in because college acceptances at this point is so random and it really just depends on like how the person's feeling that day. A lot of my friends knew that Pepperdine was my dream school, that I basically only saw myself going to that school. And all of these other schools, like I either applied to more reach schools or safety schools and I just could not see myself as much as I saw myself going to Pepperdine. I did absolutely all the kind of research that I could possibly do. I was so updated with all their social media accounts because the year before me had heard back on April 1st. And so I was just like, okay, I'm hearing back on April 1st. It's coming. I was always like checking their accounts to see when they were going to release their results and everything. I watched every single video that existed on YouTube about Pepperdine. At that point, there were not that many YouTubers who had attended Pepperdine. So I didn't really get like a good feel of it, but I did visit the campus and it was amazing. But I watched Rising Tide. I binged the entire season and season 2 too. And I was so excited for college and I was so excited to go to Malibu and to go to Pepperdine for college. During the month of March, I checked my email several times a day. Every time I woke up, I would check it. Like halfway during the day, I'd check it again. And before I went to sleep, I would check it. One day, I remember it so clearly. It was a Sunday and I was waking up early because I literally wake up at noon every day, to meet a friend to watch a soccer tournament at our school. And for some reason, that day, I woke up just naturally before my alarm went off at like 7 a.m. or so. It was abnormally early for me. And I just felt like something was wrong. And that is so weird to me. I woke up with this like gut feeling that like something was off. And I decided to check my email because that's what I had been doing the entire month. And I was like, refresh. And there it was. Pepperdine University application update, like notification. I was like, whoa, why is it out already? But I clicked on it. I didn't even think about it. Like I didn't brace myself or anything. My heart was beating so fast at this point. I just went for it. And I read the first sentence and I started crying. It was just a really sad moment. This did not make sense to me for so long. Even after, like months after, I always would ask myself, like, why didn't I get it? And like, why did the universe not want me to go there? And I remember my mom coming into my room sometime after that because I was just like lying in bed crying. And I don't cry. That's not true. I cry all the time. I don't cry in front of my parents, but I don't like to. My mom came in and then I was like, I heard back and I didn't get in, and she knew how badly I wanted it, and like she was, you know, obviously just like comforting me like, oh, it's okay, like don't worry about it and whatever. But I was devastated because at this point it was like everything that I had been hoping and building up to, like for, was just gone, and there was nothing that I could do about it. And I guess I had just always thought like, I feel so strongly for this school and I feel this connection to this school so much, and I really just feel like whoever's reading my application will feel that from me and from my writing, and just like, just know, you know, like intuition that I really want to be there. And I would have went there in a heartbeat. If I had gotten that acceptance letter that day, I would have went. I would have deposited and I would have enrolled. Like, that's set in stone. And I know that no other school would have compared to that in my head, even though that was not exactly how my parents saw it. And I cried several times that day, just throughout. Even when I was at the soccer tournament, I was just like, not having it, because this is like your future, you know, and it is a huge thing. So that was basically the day that I found out I didn't get into my dream school. Like, I had been planning for this for so long. One of my best friends got me a planner that had, like, I still have it with me. It's like literally right over there. It has like little tiny waves on it and palm trees, because like Malibu, you know, and Pepperdine's mascot is like the wave. Like, there's so many little things here and there that I really just thought I was gonna be getting into the school. So I definitely understand what it feels like to not get into your dream school. It's a terrible feeling, and honestly, you probably feel like your life is over at this very moment. I totally get that. Definitely. You will probably feel like that for some time, and that's totally okay, because it's just something that you've been hoping for so long, you know, and like in a matter of seconds and a few sentences, it was just taken away. It sucks. It's gonna suck. But I am about to say the most cheesy and oversaid phrase ever, but I 100% agree with it, and that is, everything happens for a reason. So you definitely just didn't get in because you probably wouldn't have liked it there, or you probably wouldn't have fit in. And honestly, if it's really your dream school and you decide to transfer there in the future and you get in, like, that is totally fine. You know, sometimes you just feel so strongly towards the school. At the same time, maybe just, you know, reevaluate, see, like, was I missing anything? Like, is this school really just the perfect fit for me? At the end of the day, I know that everything happens for a reason, and I know that I am here currently in Paris for a reason. Not sure exactly what that reason is yet, but we'll find out soon. Take your time to really like accept it and keep your like options open, you know? Don't think that whichever school that now you have to like settle for is not gonna be fun, or you're not gonna have a good experience there, because honestly, you just have to give it a chance, and you're gonna meet so many new people. And if you do decide to transfer whenever down the road, just know that you met all these people like for a reason. Like, they're put into your life to help you in some sort of way, or to not help you in some sort of way, you know, like, but they'll all teach you lessons. That's my perspective on it. Fuck the school. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's not the school's fault. Right now, like, at this point in time, no one gets into college. Like, if I applied this year even, I probably would have gone rejected to every single one of the colleges that I applied to. You know what I mean? In the future, when we have children and they're applying to colleges, where do you think they're going to be going? Like, no one's going to be getting into colleges at that point. It's crazy. Like, USC's acceptance rate just went down like 3% more. It's like at 12% now, which is like, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my story and hearing that someone can relate. Wherever you end up, you're still gonna do everything that you want it to do and succeed in all the same ways, just in a different setting. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next week.